Hi, Matthew. A couple of things. First of all, it was so much fun to see you in TC's poetry workshop this week. So nice to run into a face that I only get to see on the internet in real life. Um, the other thing I wanted to mention is that um, I have changed some of the poetry submission assignments. So you'll notice this week, I wrote, now that you have your writing wheels greased from the last 2 weeks of prompts, I'm changing things up. This week, I want you to choose one of these prompts and write one longer poem of at least 12 lines, and then with the two questions, right? So for the next couple of weeks, you're only required to write one poem. Just FYI, you should feel free to write 18,000 poems, but you're only required to write one poem from the prompts that I give you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you feedback on this first one, which I think is responding to the prompt poetry spy. That's my guess. Although it does use repetition, which is the point of the second prompt. So that's great. It's combined. Um, doesn't this stuff come from trees? So you said you feel like the poem ends a little bit abruptly. Does it feel unfinished for a definitive conclusion? And then does the last stanza feel connected to the rest of the poem? I did feel like there was a tone shift in the last stanza, but that didn't bother me. I think that before I read your question, it felt like an intentional device that you were using to change the tone of the poem in the last stanza. So I didn't have a problem with that change of tone. Um, I thought it might be helpful if I read the last two stanzas so you could hear it in a different voice. So here we go. I don't know, son. I as we, I as family, I as we haven't gone grocery shopping this week, I as your sister needs a new pair of shoes, her soul ripping at the seams, I as there are more important things for me to give you. Doesn't this stuff come from trees? Not from, but is the tree, bleeding, slashes carved in brittle bark, resin, sticks to, paychecks. Um, so I do feel a shift. I do see a shift. I hear a shift. There's a change in even the length of the lines, the quickness of the last stanza, but I like it. So I think it's up to you. And I don't think it ends along that same vein. It doesn't feel too abrupt in its ending. I think it works well for me. Um, in terms of the rest of the poem, I think it's really lovely. A couple of questions that I would ask, and this is one of those moments I wish we were in a physical classroom together so that I could immediately get your response. So between the first and second stanzas, longer stanzas, there's this little word, no. So I'm wondering, I recognize that in doing that, you're emphasizing that one word and emphasizing the answer after the buildup of the question. But I don't know, I guess I'm kind of questioning it because I'm wondering if that much space is necessary. I'm wondering if the same could be accomplished with a colon at the end of at an utterance of colon no, or if just having no be justified the same as the rest of the stanzas, so left justified under the last line of the first stanza would function in the same way. It feels like you're not trusting your reader to, like, you're pointing at it and going, look, this is important, this is important. But I guess I want you to trust your reader a little bit more. And I just want you to question that decision. Um, and then the other thing that I wanted to point out, um, I love all of these details. I love this. I love this. I as, I as, I as, I as. It's almost the awkwardness of those two syllables in your mouth. It feels really awkward, but I love it. It's such an interesting repetition in this poem, so I'm super into it. The only other thing that I wanted to take a look at is her soul ripping at the seams. I like that you're talking about a new pair of shoes and then you're talking about souls, and I get the double entendre of soul, but I'm questioning ripping at the seams just because it's a very cliched phrase, and I feel like the rest of your language is so original. So perhaps it's an intentional use of a cliche, but it definitely gave me pause, and I wanted to point it out to just say, is there another way that you maybe want to say this? So as always, such a pleasure to read your work. So grateful you're in this class, Matthew. It's a pleasure to get to know your work and to read your poems. I'm excited to see where you go with this one. Thank you.